the mark of the beast or the many marks of the beast? What is it exactly that we need to watch out for? Is it going to be just plain and obvious? Well, the thing is, you see, we're dealing with the devil here. So what he does is always by stealth and hardly ever plain and obvious, as it will be at some stage when we are all forced to worship a statue or be killed. So let's examine this a little bit further here, and I'll quote from like the Greek texts so you understand what it's really talking about. But the first thing I want to bring to your attention is Revelation 2:6, where Jesus is talking to the church of Ephesus and says that you have this in your favour: you hate the practices of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. Now the thing is, the Nicolaitans are those who follow Nicholas, or Nigolas as you would say in Greek. And Nicholas is actually Zeus. He's the devil. Many of you who examine these things know that the Santa Claus figure, the Father Christmas, the Saint Nicholas, he's the one that brings you gifts, and he actually brings them to you during the period of time known to the pagans as Saturnalia, which Christians mostly think is actually Christmas, and it's not. It's the festival of Saturnalia, and this festival, long time ago, during the Roman times, and even beyond that, murder was allowed. Every crime that you could think of was actually allowed. It was just allowed because it was part of the Saturnalia festivals. Now, Saint Nicholas, Zeus, the devil himself, is the one who's going to be bringing the gifts. That's what Satan Claus does, isn't he? He brings you gifts. Now, bearing this in mind, and just for those of you who are not sure that Saint Nicholas is actually the devil himself, Jesus, speaking to the church of Pergamum, says, "I know where you live, where the throne of Satan is." Now, that's Pergamum, the throne of Satan, and that's where the altar of Zeus was. So we can ascertain from that Zeus is actually the devil, because there's more evidence, because his son Apollyon the Destroyer is revealed as being the one that's going to come back and cause all of this destruction on this earth. That's the son of Zeus, and he is also Saint Nicholas, the one that brings you the gifts. Now, here's the thing: in the English versions of the Bible, it says that we mustn't take this mark of the beast. Anyone taking his mark or his number is going to be in a lot of trouble with God. Okay, this is like irreparable trouble, so you really don't want to go there. So the thing is, we're told a mark. Okay, first things first. The word mark is plural as well as singular, so it can mean marks. Okay, looking at the Greek text though, it talks about harisma. Harisma, or charisma, as you'd say in English, actually means a gift. Okay, so in the Greek text it says about taking the gift of the beast. All right, so it's a gift. So what about this mark being singular and plural? Well, Apollyon the Destroyer is who all these marks are based on, and each one of these marks has a number. So you have a mark and you have a number and you have a name. Alexander the Great was known as the king of many names. One of his names was Apollyon. Another one was Abaddon. Another one was Io, which is Greek for sun, or Sol, which is Roman for sun. Most of his names mean sun, but he's also called Achilles, he's also called David, he's also called Phobos, which means fear. He's got many names. So each of these names has a mark, and it also has a number. The mark being a design, for instance, like a star, that represents a sun, because a star is a sun. So all these pagan symbols relate back to Apollyon the Destroyer. Now, bearing this in mind, one more thing before I carry on is the fact that in the Greek text it says, in English text it says that you mustn't take this mark or number or on your hand. But the thing is, the word for hand in Greek doesn't just mean this bit; it means from here all the way down to here, heros or heri, your whole arm. So you mustn't take this mark, this gift, anywhere on your right arm from fingertip to shoulder, or on your forehead. Right. So you know you mustn't take this, and there's lots of names, so there's lots of numbers, and there's lots of marks. How would the distribution happen, for instance? Let's look at the logistics. People talk about this chip being the mark. Well, it's not a mark, is it? It could be a gift. You could call it a gift. You could have this thing inserted into you. Remember, the Greek texts, the New Testament was written in Greek, so it's the Greek context you have to look at. You could have that as a gift inserted into your arm, couldn't you? But the logistics of that would be impossible. There's like 6-7 billion people on this earth. It's just not going to happen. So how could this be done? Well, let's take a look at what Satan Claus does. He flies through the sky, doesn't he? Yeah, and he comes down the chimney, and that's how he enters your house. Doesn't the Bible say that anyone who does not enter through the door is a thief? Okay, and the devil is what? He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He's a thief. He's a liar. He's a murderer. He's a pervert. He's manipulative. He's devious. He's got everything bad about him. He's just completely and utterly evil. So Satan Claus flies through the air with his reindeer and his sleigh. Obviously, it's just cryptic for whatever he flies in. You could drop these gifts in the form of armbands, wristbands, headbands. Rings would be, I don't know. You could drop rings as well, for instance. But anything that you could wear a gift. So you could airdrop them all over the place, and that would be logistically feasible, though logistically a nightmare, but it could still be done if these governments have been planning this for all this time and have got them all ready to go. But what is that mark? People think it's just 666, but that's a number, isn't it? Okay, so you could call it a mark, but it's a number. And remember, Apollyon, Alexander the Great, has got many names. So with these many names, he's got many numbers, and he's also got many designs, many marks, if you like. But it's all a gift. It's going to be given as a gift. So that could be airdropped, but what is it you're going to get? Well, you have to remember, because of these many names, there's many numbers, there's many marks. So it could be something with a design on it, or several designs on several different gifts dropped from the sky for you. Which could be stars, swirls, and any of these other pagan symbols, and they could make it seem as if it's something relevant, such as, for instance, there's a food shortage or whatever. Because remember, they won't let you buy or sell without this gift, this harisma, this mark, if you want to call it that. Yeah. So you could drop them in categories, couldn't you? Well, this design is for this country, and this, so obviously it's got a number. Yeah, for this country, and this one's for that country, and that one's for that country, or it's for this region, etc., etc. And so thereby thinking, well, this is something that's helping us. It's been airdropped, it's been mailed, it's been whatever. They can work it out. They can do it like that all over the world, and everyone will receive this. But will they receive it onto their forehead? Will they put it on their head? Will they put it on their arm? It could be many different designs, could be many different numbers. So whatever you're told to wear on your right arm or on your forehead to identify you, regardless of whether it's a ring you wear on your fingers, or an armband, or a wristband, or a headband, whatever, don't accept it, even if it doesn't seem to be anything to do with one of the many marks, one of the many numbers of the monster Apollyon, the son of Saint Nicholas, the son of Zeus, the devil himself. Please bear that in mind, because it is the devil we are dealing with, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you will wear this outright told you have to wear it. There could be all sorts of ways that they will make it appear as if there is a great reason why you have to wear it. And the same sort of way that we see the news, and it is utterly stage managed now, and of course you can't trust anything on there. Even the weather can be manipulated now. No, I don't trust the news. I don't trust the mainstream. The Bible's told us that the devil runs the world, and that this time will come when this mark, if you want to call it that, design, gift, that's a harisma, is given to you, delivered to you, dropped from the sky for you, whatever way they have to do it, depending on what region you're in or whatever. They are ready and they are prepared, and they will give you a logical reason as to why you must wear this for identification purposes. They might use terrorism as an excuse. They might use all sorts of nonsense as an excuse. I'll just give you an idea of where we are at this present moment in time in the UK, where martial law has in fact been implemented by stealth, and that is now that the police in the UK no longer need a warrant to enter your home. No. All they have to do is come to your door and say, open the door. You know, like in the days of Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham, open up in the name of the King. Yeah, you have to open the door. You don't open the door, door's going through, mate. And I know because some idiot sent the police to my house one day, and I was winding them up from the window. Yeah, well, what would you want, you know, and all this business. But the point is, they were then like, open the door, we'll break the door down. And they came with a battering ram, so I said, okay, all right, I'll open the door. And they came up, and then they left with their tail between their legs. But the point is that they can come to your home now, and they can demand entry, and you have to let them in. And I didn't hear nothing about it on the news or anything that this law had changed like this, but it has. So martial law, in part, if you want, or in whole, you know, whether you want to perceive it like that or not, is here already. It's already begun, and it's begun by stealth. And the same thing could happen with this mark, this number. You could be given it in one way or another. Wear it on a ring, on your wrist, on your arm, on your forehead, on your shoulder, whatever. You know, you could even have it on a T-shirt, couldn't you? As long as it's there, yeah. It'd be on your T-shirt, on the shoulder, or something like that. Anywhere, anything like that is giving you this gift, this harisma, do not wear it, because God said so. Don't do it. Don't be deceived by the stealthy tactics of the coward, who is the devil, who has to hide and abuse our minds. Listen to Jesus Christ. Do not accept it, and be aware that Alexander the Great, who is the beast, has got many names, many marks, many numbers, because each name has a mark representing that name, and the number also representing that name, like the 666 code, which I broke a few years ago, contains the name Helios, which is the secret name of the beast hidden in the 666 code. Don't accept any of them, even if you're not sure. If you've got to wear it anywhere on your body, which covers your right arm from fingertips to shoulder, or on your forehead like a cap, headband, don't wear it. That's my advice. Please take that advice, because, you know, the advice came from God first. I'm going to refuse it. Refuse it. Do not accept any of the many names, the many numbers, the many stroke designs of the beast. You don't need the trouble that comes with it. In the name of Jesus, may God bless you. Amen.